First of all, the Tua video is out, right? And they show him there dropping back and all that good stuff. And it's look, I'm happy for the kid. I really am. I want him to succeed because he's such a likable dude. But remember that thing that we've talked about, the likable guy. And it's hard for us to compartmentalize and look at the likable guy and say, man, we really like Tim Tebow. But there were a lot of people that loved Tim Tebow. Not that I'm comparing the two, by the way, which is really not fair. But my point is on the nice guy thing, and we've talked about this before, that you have a hard time being honest with yourself because you root for the person, right? And Tebow was like that, and there were people that were rooting for Tebow that didn't see that he couldn't play. Well, the problem with Tua is a lot of people, right? Like when I talk about Tua and I talk about his injury history, people are like, well, that's not fair that you're looking at him that way. Well, how else am I supposed to look at him? I mean, I can look at him because he's super accurate. Okay, so that's his track record. The dude is accurate. The dude can make quick decisions. The kid can throw people open. Love his accuracy. I've already told you, I get sexually aroused when you've got accuracy. Okay? I mean, that's the kind of football fan I am. That if I see a quarterback has accuracy, I'm already sexually aroused. I want him on my Dolphins, like right away. And so I love that part of his game. But the same track record that I know he's accurate, the same track record that I know that he knows how to read and react to defenses quickly, the same track record that I see that he can throw people open, he can lead receivers, all of those traits that he has, he also has the trait that he breaks down. And that's been his MO from high school through the short-term college career that he had. That's all I can go by. And so when I see him drop back yesterday, and what was it? Was it Get Up, I think, where Dan Orlovsky's on, and he's almost having a wet dream. Do they even say wet dream? He's having an orgasm. And do they say orgasm? Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. He's basically going all nuts about the drop back. And to me, it's just a video. And I'm glad that he can drop back. I'm glad that he can throw the football. I'm glad that he's doing what he loves to do, because we all love doing something we enjoy, right? And this is his joy. And I completely understand that. But when I look at Tua, I see injuries. Just like when I saw Yatil Green, I see injuries. When I see Jameis Winston, I see interceptions. I mean, I can't help it, right? You see, with Jameis, you know that there's interceptions coming. So you got to work with that. Whoever signs him has got to work with his discipline. You know what I'm saying? And so with Tua, that's kind of the track record. It's nice that you can drop back, but your repaired hip doesn't make you durable. Your repaired ankles don't make you durable because you constantly break down. And here's the other thing. It's a different part of his body every time. So that kind of tells me that overall you're fragile. And look, being fragile in football is bad for him. In our world, it's not, because you and I would break down just like Tua, and maybe even worse, because the human body's not made for football. And so to me, you can show me all these videos and tell me, oh, yeah, no, he's ahead of progress. And that's nice. That doesn't mean that you're going to stay healthy. All this means is you're rehabbing to get on the field to get injured again. And I know some of you out there are saying, well, oh, dude, How can you be so negative that he's going to get injured? Well, that's all I can go by. I wish I can go by, well, he went through 2 years of not getting injured. Which really, I would not be that impressed of one season. I would be impressed if it was multiple seasons. But the kid can't even stay one season healthy. So what you're telling me is your body is not durable. You are not reliable. You're a reliable human being. You're a reliable professional. You're a reliable passer. But your body cannot be counted on to play every game. So if you're the Dolphins, do you trade up for a guy that is not reliable? You tell me. Because that doesn't make any sense to me that you would actually trade up for a guy that's not reliable. How does that make any sense? I'd almost, in a scary way, even though Herbert's got, maturity issues, and I still think some of his inaccuracies can be worked on because I think it's more of a mechanical thing that he is like that at times because he has plenty of moments where you're like, whoa, and he's really accurate. So even when he's been inaccurate, I think you can even work with his because I don't think he's an inaccurate quarterback as it is. I think he's a guy that has some fundamental issues at times, and you can work with that. But having said all that, I'd almost rather do that with Herbert. Seriously. And I know Herbert's not a better quarterback than Tua. I know Tua's a better quarterback, but I just can't trust you. Whereas Herbert, he's built like a freaking mountain. He doesn't get injured. So maybe I can work on issues, work on his maturity, and I don't wrong here. I don't want to draft Herbert either at 5. I'm saying it. Because he's just going to be beaten down and broken down every single time. Think about this. And you got to play football. Okay? It's not a repaired hip and you're doing radio every day and sitting on your ass for 4 hours. Okay? That's what I'm doing. Tua can do this with no problem. But now we're asking him to move up to the next level where the guys are bigger, stronger, faster, and they hit harder. Oh, and they play more games. And so now we're asking Tua to stay healthy in a longer season that is much tougher than it is in college. And he can't stay healthy in high school or in college. And he had an All-American line in college. It's really hard. That's why I'd rather go at 5 with a position. If I get, whatever, Thomas, I know I'm going to get myself, Brown, I'm sorry. I'm going to get myself of a D lineman. I know that if I get Becton or whoever, there's 3-4 offensive linemen, whichever ones you like. I don't care. We could go back and forth and split hairs on it. But you get any of those top linemen, I know for the next 10 years. Not that they would get him, but let's say you draft Okudah. Okay, so now I'm going to have 3 monster corners, and I know I'm going to have 3 monster corners now, and I'm going to cover everything in sight. Yeah, why am I going to take a chance on a guy that there's a good chance he can't stay healthy? And then I'm just going to be regretting the entire time that I took the guy and I could have taken a plug-in player at number 5. Why? Because I'm desperate for a quarterback? I get it. I know we're all desperate for a quarterback, but you can kind of hold off. I'd rather take another project down the line in the draft. Take Jordan Love with the 18th pick if he's there. If he's not there, then you wait and you take Anthony Gordon and you take any of the other guys down there. That's it. And then the following year, you move for another quarterback. But watching Tua work out was really nice to see him work out. I'm happy for him. But it doesn't get me excited about anything whatsoever because I still don't know. You know what will get me excited about Tua? Let me watch him take like 8 hits from all kinds of linemen, and I want to see him get up. And then I'll be impressed. That'll impress me. How about the first time a defensive end comes around the corner and drills him right on that hip? Because they do that all the time. They tackle you in the middle part of your body. How's that hip going to react to a 280-pound defensive end coming around the corner like a werewolf and attacking? Oh, and by the way, they know his hip is repaired. Guess what? Guess what has an X on the spot? It's an imaginary one, okay? It's not like Jerry came over and painted an X on Tom's ass, and then there's a bull that's coming to hit it. No, it's an imaginary one. It's one that the defensive end has on his mind going, all right, I'm playing against a kid with repaired ankles and a repaired hip. I know where I'm going to hit him. Oh, you don't want me to hit him in the head? Oh, I don't have a problem with that. We'll attack Tua in the lower part of his body. It's all right, no problem. We're us defensive ends of the world. Let's attack Tua in the lower half of his body. How's that lower half going to react after tackle, after tackle, after tackle? Huh? Do you remember how Fitzpatrick played this year? Remember the hits that Ryan Fitzpatrick took this year? You ask yourself now, can Tua take those hits? Can he get up off the grass or the artificial turf after hit after hit after hit on that lower body? Oh, and as he gets tackled, what does he normally land on? A hip. I'm just saying. It's nice that he's recovering. It's nice that he's dropping back. But I have no idea if he has any. No, I know he has no durability. He has to prove that he can be durable because he's never been durable.
He was just limping, right, at the combine. That's 3 weeks ago, correct?
Yeah.
What I was going to ask is, how long did he do that? Was that for 5 minutes?
It doesn't matter.
And that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
the
I
sort
gotcha.
of, or did he do it for an hour?
Or was that the cleanest drop out of all
Thank
of them?
you. Yes,
They
right.
filmed all of them.
Edited.
Maybe he had a little giddy up on a couple of other ones, and then that one was like the good one. Okay, that's the one we'll post.
You don't even see him when he gets done and walking away. You know, like everything's cool, I'm good, right?
Listen, we've all got time on our hands, right? Just go watch quarterback hits in the NFL. I'm just telling you how many times that they're passing and then the guy's hitting you right here. I just want to know. I mean,
And that's where they want to aim, because if you hit him in the knees, you get a penalty.
right, exactly. But hey, the hip, no penalty, but there's some pain.
That's the lowest target.
So you think about that. How is he going to react from all of that? Is he going to get up every single time? Those are the things you have to think about. I love the kid. I love him as a passer. I've said it all year. Okay? And I got off the bandwagon, for those of you that are new to the show, right after he injured the knee, which is right before the hip. Remember he had another injury before he had the hip? And I said, enough's enough, bro. This guy's always injured. And then he blows out the hip. I didn't even need the hip to just say I'm done with him. These are things you have to think about. I get it. Man, we all want a quarterback. Okay? Trust me. I get it. I understand it. I feel you 1,000%. But I don't want to go through a guy that can't stay healthy. That would be, to me, that would be just an absolute deflating move. That you draft a kid and then you end up watching the kid break down and break down and break down, and he never becomes what you know he can be. That's the thing about Tua, that you look at him and it's like, man, this guy could play in this league. He can throw.
If he could just come to the neighborhood and be all-time quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Nobody rushing.
Right.
5 Mississippis, you got to throw.
Yeah.
And he's all-time quarterback.
Could be.